back. You're still watching Newsfeed PM, the late edition. It is just after 9 o'clock, the second hour of the show. My name is Naledi Molel. We start the hour with this. Correctional Services Commissioner Makgothi Thobakgale is leading a raid at a Pretoria prison tonight. It forms part of a crackdown at jails aimed at rooting out corruption and criminal activities. Newzroom Afrika Scara Mafokoane is following developments, and he joins us now live. Scara, perhaps remind us about what it is exactly the purpose of this raid is, and then describe what you've seen so far this evening.
Good afternoon, Naledi, and to our viewers. So the purpose, according to the Correctional Service, is to root out corruption and to root out all those officials who are letting contraband and dangerous weapons inside some of the correctional facilities. You know, this is the second raid that I'm attending, Naledi, and they're often embargoed. None of the officials, not even us as media, are told the exact locations of where they'll be taking place and what they're looking for. But this evening, Naledi, we're in Kgosi Mampuru prison in Pretoria, in Tshwane. And you'd remember, this is where Oscar Pistorius was a couple of years ago, and currently it houses the famous Thabo Bester. Now, the section we're at, Naledi, is the inmates who are still awaiting trial. We started off in another section where it houses at least 3,500 inmates, where we started the first section of the prison, and we're done there. And where we were, Naledi, it's a general population inmates. So we're told that where we are right now, it's single cells. Inmates awaiting trial at single cells, but they've been categorized because of the risk factor. So where we are right now, these are inmates who are extremely dangerous. They had to separate them from the general population of inmates on the other side, the 3,500. So these ones stay by themselves. They tell us that the risk factor was to separate them, although they're still waiting trial, but these are one of the most dangerous individuals in this section of the prison. 147 members from the Correctional Services are undertaking this operation this evening, which started at least after, just before 8 o'clock, I must say. So we're going from cell to cell. We haven't yet made it to the CMAX. This would be the inmates who have been sentenced and are facing maximum sentences. So we're not there yet. We're told that this prison, Kgosi Mampuru, houses at least 7,000 inmates. So at least now we've gone about 3,500 to about 4,000 inmates. So we are making our way slowly towards that section of the prison, which houses your Thabo Bester and other inmates who are in the CMAX. But the network, we're told that on the other side at CMAX, it's not that good. So we might just get visuals only and play them for you guys at a later stage, Naledi.
Yeah, but I think it's so critically important for South Africans to be able to see these raids, not just to be able to see what is found in some of the contraband. And perhaps you can talk to us about just the contraband that has been seen, if at all. But really to be able to get a look inside when there's so much talk about the overcrowding in our prisons, Scara, and particularly at a prison where, as you mentioned, high-profile offenders such as Thabo Bester are housed. And really the kind of conditions they're living in, the resources as well, if at all, that are available to officials in a facility like this one, Scara.
I can tell you, Naledi, I mean, the overpopulation, what we've seen with our own eyes, they are overpopulated, at least in the general population section of this facility. But where we are right now, it's...
Okay, that connectivity giving us some trouble. But of course, Scara did mention that as they continue to other parts of the Kgosi Mampuru prison, that the network there could be slightly choppy, but we hope that we will be able to get visuals from him. But that prison raid led by the Correctional Services Commissioner Thobakgale taking place at Kgosi Mampuru prison in Pretoria. We'll continue to bring you live visuals as officials there raid for contraband and much more. And for a moment, you're able to see the sort of conditions. Think about the overcrowding that we so often talk about in our prisons. Look at the tiny space there, just how many prisoners are in that space sharing together. And then, of course, in other parts of the prison, those considered far more dangerous, needing to be in some of those cells alone. But we will keep a close eye on that story and certainly take you back to it as well as Scara continues that coverage for us.